Good morning, students. I am Mrs. Vaishali Murumkar. Welcomes you in online class of Tulzaram Chaturchand College, Baramati. This year, I am going to teach you subject secretarial practice. Friends, you know that due to occurrence of coronavirus pandemic in our country, government has announced lockdown to save our life and to keep us safe from this disease. From more than last 2 months, we are staying at home only. By staying at home, we should help government. In other words, it is our responsibility to keep the society safe. This disease has changed our lifestyle. Many regular routine work we have stopped, like going for morning walk, going for shopping in the malls, or going out for enjoying street food, etc. In all this uncertain condition, it is not possible for us to attend classes physically in the college. We cannot go to attend the lectures in the college at present. But I am very happy to say that our college has started online teaching from 1st June under the guidance and initiative of our respected principal Dr. Chandrasekhar Murumkar sir. We are very lucky. Due to his strong support, it is possible to start online lectures for students. Main aim of this online teaching is to keep student in flow of education. We both, means teachers and students, now can take the benefit of these online classes. Students, now I will revise some topics that which we have learned last year in short. Just trace your memory. Last year we learned concept of secretary. You know that only a person can become secretary, not any institution. There in first chapter, secretary, we have studied features, types, qualities and qualification required for the secretary. In types also, we know that there are mainly two types. First, personal secretary and another is the institutional secretary. Personal secretary can be appointed by any busy person who doesn't get time to perform his routine work. For example, political leaders, actors, lawyers, etc. Institutional secretary means secretary which is appointed by any association like school, colleges, corporate society, partnership firm and joint stock company. Last year, we also learn about the joint stock company, its features, merits and demerits. In the formation of joint stock company, we learn that there are many stages like promotion stage, incorporation stage and business commencement stage. To establish joint stock company, some important documents are required. I think you remembered the name of these documents. Yes, correct. Memorandum of Association, Articles of Association and Prospectus. We have done all these in detail. The content of all these documents we have learned last year. In the chapter of company meeting, we learn the concept of meeting. What is the importance of this meeting to shareholders, directors, and also we have done what are the requirements of valid meeting. Most important part is what are the duties and responsibilities of secretary before the meeting, at the time of meeting, and after the meeting that we have seen. We also discuss what care secretary should take while arranging of statutory meeting, annual general meeting, extraordinary general meeting, and meeting of directors, creditors, etc. That part also we have done. For any institution, business correspondence is very important because it builds up good image of that institution in the society. In corporate sector, it is responsibility of secretary to maintain correspondence. It means that secretary plays a vital role in performing the correspondence of that company with all the related parties like directors, creditors, registrar, and so on. Last year we have done actual letter writing. Letter writing means business correspondence. What is the layout of business letter? Important points to be considered before writing letter to shareholders, registrar, creditors, depositors, that all we have covered. I think now you have remembered all the last year's lessons. Now in the 12th standard, we are going to study particularly about joint stock company. I am very sure you are very anxious about how our textbook looks. Now textbook is not available in the market, but yes, I can show you its cover page. Look at the screen. Now you can see the cover page of our textbook, Secretarial Practice. The cover page itself telling that more importance is given to Companies Act 2013, stock exchange markets and sources of capital raising of company. Now we will go ahead. We will discuss the syllabus included in this textbook and the contents. Now look at the index. You will find there list of chapters included in our textbook. It includes total 12 chapters. Now one by one we will discuss. The name of the first chapter is Introduction to Corporate Finance. Here we will study about meaning of corporate finance. You know that without finance, business cannot be done. What is importance of corporate finance? What is a fixed capital, working capital, factors affecting working capital, requirement of working capital, capital structure, components of capital structure. All these are points which we are going to study. The name of the second chapter is Sources of Corporate Finance. You know that finance holds the key position in all the business activity. Company raises capital by issue of shares like equity shares and preference shares. It is called own capital. Company also raises capital by borrowing money from debenture holders. It is called borrowed capital. Both these concepts we will study in this chapter. Our third chapter is issue of shares. In this chapter, we will discuss about classification of share capital, issue of shares, methods of issue of shares, allotment of shares, what is share certificate, and all related concepts like calls on shares, forfeiture on shares, surrender of shares, transfer of shares, transmission of shares, etc. Now the next is fourth chapter. It is issue of debentures. In this lesson, we are going to study rules applicable for issue of debentures given by Company Act 2013 plus requirements given by SEBI for issue of debenture. Then procedure for issue of debentures, debenture trustees also. Our fifth chapter is deposits. Actually, deposit is a source of raising funds from public or from members for a company. Here we will discuss what is acceptance of deposits, terms and condition for acceptance of deposit, then procedure for accepting deposits from public and procedure for accepting deposit from members. Now the next, our sixth chapter is correspondence with members. You know that shareholders are actual owners of the company, but they are many in numbers and scattered in a wide area. So they cannot do the business regularly. For routine business, board of directors are there. They are actually handling all the business activity. Company secretary helps board of directors in carrying out routine business. So as a chief executive officer of the company, the secretary comes into contact with all the members through correspondence. In this lesson, we will discuss precautions to be taken by the secretary while corresponding with members. Then, various circumstances under which the secretary is required to do the correspondence with the members. Now, go for the next chapter, seventh one. Correspondence with debenture holders. In this chapter, we will discuss the precautions to be taken by the secretary while corresponding with debenture holders. Then, different circumstances under which secretary has to enter into correspondence with the debenture holders, and some letters also we will see. Now the eighth chapter, correspondence with depositors. Here again we will discuss precautions to be taken by the secretary while doing correspondence. Various circumstances under which secretary is required to do the correspondence with depositors, and of course some letters. It means that we have to give a lot of attention towards business correspondence. Again I will repeat, this year we are going to do the correspondence of secretary with members, correspondence of secretary with debenture holders, correspondence of secretary with depositors. Okay. Now the ninth lesson is depository system. In this lesson, we are going to learn meaning, importance of depository system, then benefit of depository system, constituents of depository system, various concepts related to depository system, functioning of depository system, and various depositories in India. Under depository system, securities are held in electronic form. All the details we will discuss at the time of teaching in next period. The 10th chapter is dividend and interest. It is very easy lesson. We will study meaning of dividend, features of dividend, legal provisions of dividend, meaning of unpaid, unclaimed dividend, modes of payment of dividend, and interim dividend, and concepts of interest and its feature. Our next 11th chapter is financial market. Here we will learn meaning of financial market, functions of financial market, types of financial market, meaning of capital market, meaning, features and instrument which are used in capital market. Now the last one. Our last lesson is stock exchange. Here we are going to learn meaning of stock exchange, what are the functions of stock exchange, major stock exchange in India, important terms related with stock exchange, and information about SEBI. SEBI is the regulator of the capital market in India. After listening all this description of 12th standard lesson, don't take tension of this syllabus. There are many new words, concepts, terms. Maybe you are listening first time, but I am sure when we will start our lesson, actually your concept will get clear. I will try my best to clear all your doubts. Definitely, our syllabus includes lot of legal provisions, rules and acts. But I am sure in short period of time, you will be familiar with it. We will start our first lesson immediately in the next lecture. Till then, goodbye. Thank you.